Hello and welcome to the tutorial. My name is Leah Charity of Crochets, and today we are making this bralette top, this rose bralette top, which is very easy to make and easy to understand. However, I'd advise that you watch the tutorial first before you could attempt on making it, so that at least when you start making it, you have an idea of what you are making. And I'll also list the link. I'll also list the link of this beautiful skirt. Ruffle skirt is a mini skirt that goes very well with this bralette top. Alright, do well to visit the tutorial if you are willing and you're interested in making one for yourself or for your client. Alright, with no further ado, let us get into the tutorial for this bralette top. For the materials, you're going to need this wool, and these are the specifications, and it's called coral rose. They're going to also need a tape measure and a hook, and I'll be using a 3mm hook. And you're also going to need a darning needle or a yarn needle and a pair of scissors or a cutter. All right, you're also going to need stitch markers. To begin, you're going to make a magic circle, and I'm using a 3mm hook. This is how I make my magic circle. This is how I make mine, and from here you're going to chain 1, 2, 3. Alright, and pull this tail a little bit closer so that the circle won't be too big, making it too difficult to work with. Alright, so from here you're going to yarn over, make a double crochet into the magic ring, grab and make a double crochet, yarn over, make another double crochet. So you're going to make 12 double crochets into this ring, and the chain 3 counts as 1. So as this looks like, I already have 3 double crochets. So I'm going to go ahead and continue on making the other double crochets to complete a total of 12, including the chain 3. Alright, so go ahead and do that and we shall see. I'm doing my 12th double crochet, and these are 12. Alright, so from here at the top of the chain 3, I'm going to make a slip stitch just to complete this. Alright, and I'm going to go ahead and pull this tail so that our magic circle can close up. Alright, like always, I'll do a double knot. Just to take it off the way, I'm going to cut this tail. I believe it's secure enough. Alright, so I'll be left with only what I'm working with. So from here you're going to chain 1, 2, 3. Alright, yarn over into the same spot, do a double crochet. So we are making increases, and from this point we are making increases but on the back loop of this. We are going to insert 2 double crochets on each and every stitch. Alright, so you're going to yarn over, go into the back loop, and make sure you grab underneath also and make a double crochet. You're going to yarn over and place another double crochet on the same space. Alright, that's an increase. Yarn over into the next space, you're going to go into the back loop. Alright, make a double crochet, yarn over into the same spot, make a double crochet, yarn over into the next spot, back loop only, make a double crochet, yarn over into the same spot, make a double crochet. So what are we doing? We are actually making sure that we are left with these so that we can do the petals on. Alright, so this is what we are aiming at. So go ahead and do your increases, and at the end of this you should be having 24 double crochets all in total. So yarn over into the back loop, double crochet, yarn over again, double crochet. So you're going to carry on like that until you complete the circle, then you do a slip stitch. I have my 24 double crochets done on the back loop, and right at the top of my chain 3 I'm going to do a slip stitch, and this is how our round looks like. So we're going to make another increase. We're going to chain 3 into the same spot, make another double crochet, alright, and then yarn over into the next available space. On the back loop only, we're going to make a double crochet, alright, yarn over into the next space. You're going to insert 2 double crochets, in one space on the back loop only, 1 and 2. So as you can see here, you are inserting 2 on each, and at this point you are inserting 2, 1, 2, 1, skip 2, 1, 2, 1. So this is the formula or the pattern that you're going to follow. Into the back loop, double crochet, yarn over into the next stitch, back loop only, place 2 double crochets, yarn over into the next stitch, you're placing 1 double crochet, yarn over into the next 2 double crochets. So go ahead and do that, and we shall meet at the end of the round. So I've come to the end of my third row, or third round rather, and I have 36 double crochets in total, all done in the back loop. So I'm going to slip stitch at the top of my chain 3, alright. From here, I'm going to chain 3, make another increase into the same spot, make a double crochet, alright. Into the following spot we're going to make 1 double crochet, remember on the back loop only, because we are aiming at doing this row, alright. And over into the next, another double crochet, right, and then yarn over into the next 2 double crochets in one space, alright. Into the next space, 1 double crochet, back loop only, into the next 1 double crochet, back loop only, into the next 2 double crochets in one space, alright. You can see the pattern now. So from here we were doing 2 in 1, then 1 double crochet, 2, 1 double crochet. This time around we are doing 2, 1, 1, 2, 1, 1, 2, just like that, alright. We are making an increase, so go ahead and do that, and don't forget we are doing on the back loop only, and we'll meet at the end of the round. So I've come to the end of my fourth row, 1, 2, 3, 4, and I have 48 double crochets. Into my chain 3 I'm going to do a slip stitch, right. So I'm going to chain 3 into the same, make a double crochet, and I think by this time you get the pattern. So you're going to yarn over, make 3 double crochets on each and every next 3 stitches, alright, and then on the fourth one you're going to do 2 double crochets in one, alright. From here it's 3 double crochets on each and every 3 stitches that comes up, alright. So 1, 2, 3. On the fourth, 2 double crochets in one, alright. So this is our 5th row. You're going to continue doing that, and at the end of this row you'll be having 60 double crochets. I've come to the end of my 5th row and I have 60 double crochets in total. So for a size extra small, and you can actually stop here, this is good enough circumference and coverage for a size extra small. But for a size small to a medium, you can increase the round to the next round just with one round right now to make 6 rows or 6 rounds, right? And that's the size that I'm working on, so I'm going to go ahead and do my last round. All right, so currently on 5 rows, which is enough for a size small, I mean extra small. This measures around 4.5 inches, but let's just say 4 inches because it's 4 and a little bit. All right, using a 3mm hook and my DKN. So this is for a size extra small. So because I'm working for a medium, small to medium, I'm going to do the last round so that I can have 5 inches in total. So I'm going to go ahead and do my last round, which is my 6th round, all right, to make 72 double crochets, right? Because that's the coverage I'm going for my client. So I'll do that and show you the next step. All right, so nothing changes. I'm going to go ahead and chain 3 and repeat everything that I've been doing. So if you are doing for a size large to extra large, you just increase the rows to the coverage that you prefer. All right, so I've come to the end of my 6th row, and I have 72 double crochets, and I'm going to make a slip stitch, and this is complete for the coverage that I'm going for my client. So this measures 5 inches, which is perfect for a size small to medium. All right, so we're going to do something different from here, and we are going to divide this number that you got for your last round into 3 and place stitch markers. We are going to use them for later on. It is later on that I'll explain to you what we are needing them for. All right, for now let's just do them and just leave them as they are. So I'm going to go ahead and do that and place them where I'm supposed to place them. Remember, it's divided by 3. Meanwhile, you can chain 1 and secure your yarn and just cut, and you'll secure this tail later on. All right, so this will be my first point of the stitch marker, and I'm going to go ahead and do everything else that I'm supposed to do. Count my stitches, divided by 3, and insert my stitch markers. So I've done my division. This is 24 by 24 by 24. All right, it doesn't have to be perfect, but this is it. So these points, you're going to use them at the end. You'll know what I'm using them for. So what you're going to do next is you're going to do the actual flower, which are the petals. All right, so you're going to make a knot. All right, and then you're going to go into the point where you started your first round here. All right, you're going to insert your hook. All right, you can bend this if you want, just so you could work easily, and then you're going to attach. As you attach into this very same spot, you're going to chain 3. After chaining 3, you're going to make 2 more double crochets into the same space, and I prefer weaving in this tail as you go. And my second double crochet, the chain 3 counts as 1, and which means I have 2 double crochets here. I have 3 double crochets, sorry. I'm going to yarn over into the next space, which is the loop that we created. All right, we're going to make 3 double crochets, 2, and that's 3. Okay, thereafter you're going to chain 1 2 3, turn your work into the same space, make 3 double crochets, into the next 3 double crochets. So you're making increases, so you're making 6 clusters of 3 double crochets, since you did 3 double crochets here and 3 double crochets here, making it 6 double crochets. So now into each and every double crochet you are making a cluster of 3 double crochet to make an increase of our petal. So go ahead and make clusters of 3 double crochets on each and every double crochet. So since you had 6 double crochets, you're going to make increases, which means you're going to have at the end 18 double crochets. All right, so after this you are going to skip 1 2 3 into the third, you are going to make a slip stitch. Then you're going to chain 1, turn your work, you are working on this 18 double crochets. All right, into the first, make a double crochet, chain 1, into the next one, a single crochet, chain 1, the next single crochet, chain 1, single crochet, chain 1. We are making increases and also making this textured feel of the petal. So you're going to chain 1, do a single crochet, chain 1, single crochet, chain 1, single crochet, chain 1 on all these 18 double crochets, and we will meet when you reach this point. So I've come to the end of my single crochet, chain 1, single crochet, which are 18 right here, and then I'm going to count 1 2 3. On the third I'm going to place a slip stitch, right, making it slip stitch. This is how you see our petal curving up. From here, directly where you did your slip stitch, you are going to chain 3, go ahead and set 2 more double crochets on the space to make it 3 double crochets. All right, go into the next loop, make 3 double crochets. I have my 3 double crochets. All right, making it 6. So we're going to repeat exactly what we did here. You're going to go ahead, chain 3, turn your work into the same spot, place 2 double crochets to make it 3. Go into the next 3 double crochets in 1 double crochet, all right, which is 1 stitch. All right, so from there you're going to carry on, place 3 double crochets on each and every double crochet here, or each and every stitch that you get there, to make them 18, the same way you did here. I have my 18 double crochets, and remember on this first petal you had to skip 4 in order to slip stitch. For this one you are going to slip stitch right where you ended, and you shall see that by this tail. All right, on this leg, allow me to call this a leg or a stem of the petal. So you're going to do your slip stitch right there. Why are you doing it here? Because we want this overlapping effect. All right, so from here you're going to chain 1, all right, turn your work into the next available space. You're going to make 1 single crochet, chain 1 into the next single crochet, chain 1 into the next single crochet. You're going to do that all the way until you reach this point, so that you can achieve this textured ribbed feel. All right, this is what we are aiming for. So go ahead and do that, and we shall meet at the end. I've come to the end, and what I'm going to do next is right where I began my first petal, which is the where I've always began my rounds. So this is where this should actually land you. So into my second row I'm going to make a slip stitch, all right, because I want to begin my other round of petals. Sorry about this. All right, so immediately you're going to chain 3 right where you did your slip stitch, all right, and then insert 2 more double crochets, to make it 3 double crochets. Into the next, we are going to place 3 double crochets, 2 and 3. So remember the first round, because of the round is small, we did 2 petals. All right, so on this round we're going to make 3 instead of 2, making it 6. So we're going to make 9 here. Right, go ahead and do extra 3 double crochets on the next loop. All right, I hope you understand. All right, so from here you're going to repeat the same thing that you did here. You're going to chain 3, turn your work and make your increases. Directly and immediately you are going to place 2 more double crochets. Remember, the chain 3 counts as a double crochet, sorry. And into the next 3 double crochets. We are increasing our petal so that it can overlap nicely and effortlessly. All right, so go ahead and place 3 double crochets on each and every stitch, and remember to do on the very last 3 chain that you started here with. All right, go ahead and do that and we will meet at the end. 1, 2, 3. All right, so I've come to the end of my 3 double crochets on each and every of my 9 stitches here. So this is 3 by 9. All right, 3 times 9 stitches. So always check your work to check if it's corresponding. All right, and from right this, because we are facing the other direction, always remember that the direction that you are facing at the end of every row, it is where you're starting your work. All right, so we are going to slip stitch into this leg of this petal here, right, or the stem. And I really hope you understand. If you don't, please, before you do this tutorial, you could actually watch it first so that you can understand and grasp the idea, so that you don't struggle doing this. So as you can see, this increase is helping us to overlap this petal over this one. All right, which is how the actual rose looks like. All right, and remember, after you have just slip stitched, you're going to chain 1 and do the textured fill, so that you can come back to this area and conclude this, because this petal cannot be left out like this. So remember, every time after slip stitching on this leg of the other opposite direction, you are going to chain 1 and do single crochet, chain 1, single crochet, chain 1, single crochet, chain 1, single crochet, chain 1. All right, all the way until you reach this point. So I've come to the end of my single crochet, chain 1, single crochet, and from here I'm going to count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Right, on the 5th I'm going to place a slip stitch. All right, don't mind this tail, we'll sort it out at the end. All right, so directly and immediately I'm going to chain 3, yarn over, insert 2 more double crochets to make it 3. Remember, this is the round of 3 clusters of 3 double crochets, because this is our second round. All right, the last cluster, 3 double crochets in 1. All right, making them 9. All right, so thus far, this is how our petal and our rose looks like. So this one that you're making now, you are going to increase it, and then it will overlap into this one and coming back to the side. All right, so now you are making our increases. You're going to chain 3, turn your work and insert 2 more double crochets into the same spot, yarn over into the next 3 double crochets. All right, so you're going to go ahead and do this 3 double crochets all the way until you reach this point, and we shall meet. I've come to the end, and remember, we are at the part where we're going to slip stitch way at the stem of the last petal that we created. Alright, so we are actually working back and forth but making progress. Right, from here, remember, you're going to chain 1, turn your work, and place a single crochet, chain 1, single crochet, chain 1, single crochet, all the way until you reach this point, so that we can be ready to begin another petal. So go ahead and do that, and we'll meet at the end. I've come to the end, and we're at a point where we're going to count our stitches, our loops here. Alright, so 1 2 3 4. On the 5th, we're going to make a slip stitch. By the way, if you don't want your petals becoming this broad, you can just place 2 double crochets on each and every stitch, so that they become a little bit more intact and more firm. All right, so you're going to chain 3 because we're beginning another petal. Into the same spot, place 2 more double crochets. All right, so I've come to the end, and I'll slip stitch on the leg or the stem of the previous petal. Go ahead, chain 1, and do my 1 single crochet, chain 1, single crochet, chain 1, all the way until you get to this point. All right, so that being done, I'm going to count my loops 1 2 3 4. On the 5th, I'm going to do a slip stitch. All right, chain 3 into the same, make 3 double crochets. All right, so I think by far you can understand what we are trying to do here. And since this is our second round, so you're going to make 2 more clusters of this, you see, and after it you repeat everything that you did here, and you shall have 3 petals at the end of this second round. So this is our first round, first petal, second petal. We're working on our 3rd petal. After our 3rd petal, we'll come back. So go ahead and do your last 3rd petal, because as you can see, we are nearing the end, right? Which means this is our last petal. So it's going to be worked here, and we shall meet at the end, because thereafter we are not going to do something different, but rather our loop counting will be different, because we want it to be fuller. All right, for example, I've already done this. So this, the first round, it's 2 petals, and the second round is 1 2 3 petals, and our petals increase as we go. All right, they increase as we go. So this is the 3rd, which is 4 petals. The 5th, the petals increase as we go. All right, so the only difference is the loop counting. So go ahead and do that, and we shall meet at the end. So I've come to the end of my 3rd petal of the second round. So you're going to repeat the same thing, chain 3, and make 3 double crochets, chain 3, counting as 1 double crochet into the next, because we are beginning our 3rd round. And like I mentioned, we are not changing anything. The only thing we are changing is the stitch counts or the loop counts, but we are just doing 3. So right from the second round, we're making 3 all the way until you reach the end. All right, 3 clusters of 3 double crochets. All right, and then thereafter you work everything similarly. So I'm just going to complete this petal the same way as you did this and come to show you the count. Or actually, let me say, as we began here, we were counting 4, here we counted 5, here we are counting 6, 7 and 8, or however you see fit, depending on how many petals you want, as long as they are overlapping. All right, so this is actually how you work this this bralette rose. It's nothing difficult. So like I mentioned, if you want it to be broad, you can place 3 double crochets on each and every stitch, but if you don't, you can place 2 double crochets. So this is our third round, and this is how we're going to do it. 1 2 3 4 5 6 loops, and then on the 6th, that's when I'm going to do a slip stitch. All right, so this is just how. So you can actually space however you want, as long as your petals are overlapping, because that's what we are aiming for. All right, so you can go ahead and do the rest of the petals, and we will meet when you are done with your round of petals, depending on the size you are working. So like I said, I already did one. All right, so I'm finishing up this one after. So I'm doing a split copy of this. All right, and let me do that, and we shall meet at the end. And if you are still watching at this point, thank you very much. I really value your support. It is a sign that you should subscribe, like, share, and do anything you can. And you can ask any questions if you want to. And remember, I mentioned if you really want to understand the tutorial, you should consider watching it first, and then you start acting on it thereafter, so that you won't be confused. At least you'd be having an idea. So let us finish this, and we shall meet at the end and show you the next step. So this is actually a lot easier than you think, because it's just a repeat of everything all the way throughout. 1 2 3 4 5 6, and you just make sure that wherever your point is, it's passing the other petal that you are on. For example, this is where my 6th is. That means it's passing a little bit over here, which is fine, right? So I've counted my 6. So this is the idea. The idea is for these to overlap on each other. All right, so it's just a repeat of everything. And for those who have already liked, subscribed, I thank you very much. I really value your support, and together we can make it. All right, so which means after you have finished this petal also, because now you know that after working going this side, you are going to work going back, and definitely you're going to slip stitch on the leg of the previous petal. So coming back, you should make sure that this petal overlaps to this point. All right, which means you're going to use these petals, and then you're going to count 6, and your 6th will definitely fall up to here, sorry. So that's what you are really aiming for. You see, this is a lot easier than you're thinking. So like I said, we are working back and forth but making progress, right? So work the rest of this. So I'll keep on chipping in to explain anything that I remember, just so that you can grasp the idea of everything. Don't mind if I seem to be repeating everything. I just want you to grab and understand what I'm trying to do here. So I've come to the end of my last petal in my very last row around. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and slip stitch. So I'm going to slip stitch in the last leg of the last petal, or the first petal that we made, all right, on this round, because this is the very last petal. All right, so this is how it looks. All right, And from here, because you want to come to this row, you're going to chain 2, 1 and 2, and then into any double crochet that is here, you're going to insert, you're going to slip stitch and make a double crochet, or chain 3, sorry. All right, so from here into each and every chain, you're going to insert a double crochet in each and every stitch, all right, until you reach the stitch marker. So I know this may sound complicated from the beginning up to this far, but you can ask for any clarifications, and I'll try by all means to come back and clarify and answer all your questions, because I know it can be really confusing. So this is actually an increase row, all right, because you are trying to make it easy for the drawstring to get into, to finally make this into a bra top. So you're going to make this double crochets until you reach the stitch marker. Right, at the stitch marker, you're going to yarn over and then insert, and then remove the stitch marker, and to make a double crochet, you're going to chain 1, and or you could chain 2 and make another double crochet. So here we are making a V-stitch, right? From there, you're going to carry on and do your double crochets until you reach the next stitch marker, and repeat everything until you get to this point, and you continue to slip stitch here. So let me go ahead and do my double crochets and my V-stitches, and I'll come back to show you the next step. All right, I've come to the end, and I'm going to go ahead and slip stitch in my chain 3, and as you can see, this would ensure that our breasts get in here nicely. All right, so these 3 points, all right, as you can see the shape, it's rectangular, so you'll be able to choose which side you want it to be the bottom. It could be this point, or this point, any one of them you would choose, but for me, because of this join or where I ended, I'll prefer this to be the down part of my bra cup. So it's going to be like this. You see, this down part will be the part that will be on the under bust. All right, so from here, because you want to make this firm, a little bit firm, we're going to do the last round, which is an increase round. Increase being you're increasing the coverage, right? So if the bra cup size that you wear, or you need the coverage that you need is a little bit more, you could go ahead and do double crochets, all right, all the way. And if you also need a coverage but not that much, you could do half double crochets. But for me, because this is the cup for a size small to medium, I think it's just okay for me to just do single crochets, all right, because I feel this is enough to cover her boob. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and do single crochets. So you chain 1 if you're making single crochets, just so we could make this point firm. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and do single crochets, and I'll meet you when I'm at this point. If you're doing double crochets, you'll do double crochets. If you're doing half double crochets, you're going to do half double crochets. So let me continue with my single crochets, and I'll come back to show you what's next to do. All right, so I've reached this point, and since I did 2 chains here, I'm going to go ahead and go in with single crochet. So if you did have double crochets, you're going to go ahead and do 2 half double crochets. If you did double crochets, you're going to go ahead and do 2 double crochets. All right, and then you carry on. All right, so you're going to do this all the way until you reach the point where you started. So I'll do that and come back in a jiffy. I've come to the end of increasing the coverage, and I'm going to slip stitch, chain 1, and cut my yarn. Right, and because this is a bralette or a bra top, definitely you need 2 of this. You're going to go ahead and make another one, and when you've done the second one, you have to finally complete this into a bra top. All right, so I have my 2 cups ready, very identical, and I'm going to weave in this. You can do so the best way you can, and then we do the next step. So with my 2 bra cups ready, very identical, sorry my workspace is very small, so I'm going to weave in this tail and show you the next step. All right, so weaving in the tails can be really tedious, so I prefer weaving them immediately I finish with each and every tail, only and unless I feel they are not much. Alright, that's when I would weave them probably at the end of the project. Alright, so I'm really sorry about the noise, it's raining here, and that's just about it. And I'm going to cut the yarn. Alright, so right where I weaved in will be my downside. Alright, and on the other side also, this is the part where I weaved in, it will be my downside. All right, so what we're going to do next, we're going to do some strands here and here. It is what we're going to use to wrap our bra top by the neck. So we're doing 2 straps. All right, so you could either decide to double the strand or just do single strands, but for the sake of security and so that also it won't be painful while tying, I'm going to double the strand and use a bigger hook. All right, so I'm going to double the strand, and here are my 2 strands, and I'm going to turn it upside down and insert my hook. Here I'm using a 3mm hook. I'll make a secure knot just to attach it. All right, and attach it to my work, and then I'm going to secure it and make a chain. You can make a longer chain, long enough that you are comfortable with. So I think I'm going to make 100 chains just to be safe, but anything from 60 should be able to work. 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11 12 13 14 15 96 97 98 99 100 plus 1. All right, then I'm going to cut my yarn, pull it and make a knot. And then I'm gonna cut this. All right, so we have to deal with these 2 tails. So dealing with them, we have to weave them in. All right, so I'll pierce through from that side to this side just for more security. All right, And then since the tail is short, I'm just going to run my needle without the yarn, right? I'm running the needle without the yarn, and then I'm going to insert and then pull. Alright, so as you can see, it's not visible this side, and I'm going to pull it a little bit more and tie these two ends together. Alright, for more security. Sorry. Tie them together and cut off the excess. So I'm going to pull it back so that it will go back to its own comfortable position, and it's here. Alright, this is how it looks on the other side. So go ahead and do the other side of the bra, right, the other bra cup, and we will meet at the end. My second bra cup complete. Alright, and then make a knot, and then I cut these little tails. Right, so at this point I have my two bra cups and they are ready. So now we have to make another drawstring, right, that you're going to use here to secure the bra cup so that they can finally be a bra top. So what you're going to do with your strings doubled, you're going to make a very long chain. Alright, a very long chain. So I think I'm going to make 200. Alright, so go ahead and make your chain and we will install it. I'll show you how to install it on one bra cup, and then you'll continue to install it on the other, and you will be done. Alright, so 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11 12 13 14 sorry 15 16 17. That's 200 plus 1. So I always do plus 1 because when I pull it, it's going to shrink down. That's why I always make a plus 1. For example, you pull it, this one would shrink up for it. So that's the reason why I do plus 1 always. Alright, so we're going to lace this up into our crochet bra cup. Alright, so to do this, from this very end, this other side of the cup, I'll use a crochet hook, right, and I'll use the blunt side to insert. So you're going to go under 2, over 2, 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 just like that until you reach this point. Alright, when you reach this point, you're going to turn it upside down if you are right-handed, but if you're left-handed it's okay. And I'm just going to secure it here. Alright, just so it could pass through, and I'm going to pull gently. And it's out on the other side. So as you can see, you can shrink up this bra cup if you want to, but you could also stretch it for a fuller coverage. So if you want to reduce the coverage, the client will just have to pull this so that it can ruffle up like this. Alright, so that being done, and you turn it back to its position if you have turned it upside down. All right, and then you're going to go directly into the other side and do the same thing. All right, over, under 2, over 2, under 2, over 2, under 2, over 2, under 2, all the way the same way as you did the other side. And you should have turned this upside down, sorry, so that the hook would be the side, because you're pulling that direction. Sorry about that. Turn it upside down. Under 2, over 2, 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 and out. All right, then you turn it to the right direction. All right, you're doing this so that you can install without a problem. All right, so I'll pull it gently, and as you can see, I wrapped around the end of my wool here so that this hook would not be able to grab anything else, but just to go as is. So this is our bralette cap. Bralette top, I'm sorry, and it's complete. You're going to use this to tie at the neck. All right, this for tying at the neck, and this is for the underbust. So the same thing that you did there, you're going to make a knot, and then you cut the excess tails. Do the same thing the other side. And cut. All right, so these you're going to use to tie by the rib cage, which is the underbust. So make sure your ends are meeting up and you stretch them so that they can be equal size, and then you can tie as you want. So this is our bra cap ready. So I'm going to dress my mannequin so that you could see the full result, since my workspace is really small, but this is how it is. It's really beautiful. And let me dress the mannequin so that you can see, because I already also did the matching skirt, which the tutorial also will be available, and if you want to make the skirt, you'd refer to it. And thank you so much for watching. And at this point, if you are still watching, thank you very much. I value your support, and don't forget to like, subscribe, share, and do the needful, like I would normally say. Thank you very much for the support. Until next time, don't forget to watch the part where the mannequin is wearing it so that you can see how actually it looks. Bye.